from right down the road here. How much does it mean to you?
It means a lot. I definitely grew up around more Clemson fans, but there are definitely a lot of South Carolina fans as well. So, that's all I grew up around. That's all I know since I was a little kid, so it's huge.
Any favorite memories of the rivalry?
Well, I wasn't really a big college fan. Growing up, I was a big NFL fan. So I wasn't like intrigued by it at a young age like a lot of my classmates were. Like I remember my classmates, they wore Clemson, South Carolina, like it was serious, like it was big time. And I didn't really have a clue until I got a little older. But I remember watching the games and just seeing how great they played against each other, so I'm excited.
Well, when you got on this campus, did that mentality change?
Definitely. Well, when I started getting recruited, I definitely learned more about the rivalry, and I bought into it, and I realized how serious it really was. And when I got here, you naturally just get a hatred in your heart. You might not have that hatred before you get here, but when you get here, the hatred just naturally seeps in.
You guys play for much bigger fish than just one game. You guys are playing for championships. Why does it mean so much to you?
It's just history, man. It's the people that came before you and how hard they played against South Carolina. It's just history. It's bragging rights. It's respect. It's all of that. And it's just how it's always been. It's how it will be. So for us, it's bragging rights, and I think we're still feeling that 5-peat they had. We're still, even though we got a little 2-peat, we're still feeling what they did against us. So we're ready to keep it going.
Deshaun was the one who put it out there that he doesn't want to lose Clemson to South Carolina. What has that meant something to you guys, not to turn around the 5-game losing streak and make sure that you don't lose to them while you're here?
Oh yeah, that's just a goal. When you get here, when you get recruited, you already know that's part of the plan. In South Carolina, that doesn't work. We don't lose to them, so that's something we're just really intrigued by, and we're ready to keep it going.
What would it mean to you guys then? You talked about 5 in a row for South Carolina. What would it mean to win 3 in a row for this program?
It'd be huge until we're trying to get 6 in a row, 7 in a row, so we can equal it out. So year by year, this is a big game, and we respect them, but we're ready for the challenge, and we're ready to keep the streak going.
They have the opportunity to play spoiler, keep y'all out of the playoff. Do you think they use that as extra motivation?
Well, that on top of us just being Clemson, absolutely. So, they definitely have their motives, and they definitely they want to play great for themselves as well in their town, in their city, and their bragging rights. So, it just takes on, it's like a season of its own, and they're definitely going to be ready.
You obviously, I mentioned earlier, you grew up here, grew up in the state and all. I know you weren't a big college football fan, but at some point during that season, you had to pick a side. So when you're growing up, in this state, talk about how, you got to choose one way or the other. Clemson, Carolina, there's no, we'll just see who wins.
Yeah, there's no in between. And with me being about 45 minutes from Clemson, I was naturally more Clemson, and more of my classmates were Clemson, so I was kind of just following the crowd because I didn't know much about it. But you definitely have one or the other, or you see house divided on people's yards. You see Clemson flags hanging out or South Carolina flags hanging out where I'm from, so it's serious.
That's what makes it fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's that's there.
Yeah, it's just, it just makes the game more fun. Besides just being a big-time game, all that comes with it. My classmates from high school, I'll be getting texts, depending on how the games goes, and it's a lot riding on it, so it's fun.
This game is one of the goals on your list. There's still a couple of those clocks around and you count down a long time. Is that stuff necessary to remind you of what it means, or do you just pay attention and look at those things when it's not game week?
You definitely do, because for the young guys coming in that might not know about it, especially if they're not from South Carolina, we look at it, it's another game on our schedule and they're in the way, but it's not just another game. It's bigger than that because it's South Carolina. So you want to kind of keep that history going and let the younger guys know it's very serious.
What impresses you about Bentley when you see this young freshman kid who should still be playing high school football on team?
Well, he has very good pocket presence. That was the first thing I saw watching film. Very good mechanics as a quarterback. He's a big-sized quarterback, a big arm, and you just see him controlling that offense. And week by week, he looks better. But just his ability to make checks at the line and avoid sacks and move around in the pocket is what stood out to me about him.
What are they doing different than the first part of the season when he was a quarterback and what they're doing now, other than him just giving them that little? What schematically are they doing different? I'm not sure exactly what schematically. I just think he's just kind of orchestrating the offense a little bit better, a little bit smoother. He's making some big-time throws, and they're able to get it in number 1 Samuel's hands a lot more.
And that running back stands out as well. He's very instinctive, runs very hard. So, I think they're playing all across the board pretty well right now, and their special teams stand out. So they're looking pretty good.
You know any other guys? You know, maybe all-star games or anything
Yeah.
like that? You know, a couple that you keep in touch with outside of this week?
Yeah, I don't talk to him much, but I know Debo Samuels. I played him my last game in high school. I played against him, and I played with him in the Shrine Bowl and the offense-defense All-American game. And Casey Crosby, it's another guy I know, and it's offensive lineman from Woodmont I know of, so I know a few guys.
You mentioned the hate forming in your heart as you got into this environment. What is it? Is it seeing the school colors? Is it seeing the logo, watching their highlights? Can you compare it to anything else you've experienced as a sportsman or a player?
For me, it's equivalent for people that's around. It's BHP versus Daniel. I went to Belton Honey Pep High School, so that's equivalent because we hated them. And seeing the colors, I can't stand them. I hate seeing Coach Sweeney walk around with his Daniel stuff on and Coach Venables and his son. It makes me sick. I'm serious. I don't like Daniel. So it's equivalent to that, and that's kind of how it's taken on for me. And really just like I was watching film of South Carolina, and I just got mad watching them because I didn't like the way they played about some certain thing. I just don't like them. So that's kind of the attitude you have to have.
You're going to have a really loud night game atmosphere again in Death Valley, and Ben Bower told us yesterday that sometimes that can be challenging just from a communication standpoint. On the road, it's so much easier to communicate defensively. We've also heard that from Jadar Johnson this
Right.
season. Have you ever felt that it's a challenge in that way?
Yeah, it's a little challenge. You just have to be, you have to talk louder. You have to scream louder. It doesn't keep us from doing what we need to do and communicating, but you're definitely aware of it. You just have to scream, or you have to show your signals to your teammates that they can't hear you. So it definitely changes from home to away games. Yeah.
All set?
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
So what I got out of this is you hate Daniel.
I hate that.
I totally agree with you.